issues. Okay? Anything else?
Cleon said,
Cleon, let me hear.
Tracy says, Cleon, so sad and yet so true.
Right. How do a boy become a man?
Good question.
And I want help too, put in your 2 cents. Excuse me. How do a boy become a grown man? We're gonna go to that after the news. Empress K is gonna come in with the news right now.
Minute News with Empress K.
Yeah, let's check this out.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining. This is Empress K, and I have this week's Reggae Minute. I hope everyone's keeping safe. Yes, that's my homemade quarantine bandana mask, and I'm probably going to be fired once again because that is definitely not a Trini bandana. Speaking of masks, I had an occasion to wear this one other time. Do you know? Does anyone know why I was wearing a mask? Hold on and I'll tell you why. I want to tell you first about tomorrow's telethon. They are doing a telethon in Jamaica. Last week, Christopher Martin did a great live stream. I hope you got a chance to see that. Tomorrow's going to be even better. The theme is Together We Stand, and it will feature more home performances by Chris Martin, Richie Spice, Egyptian, Jacure, Estelle, Atana, and more. It will air 3 to 9 p.m. on the VP Records YouTube channel. If you guessed I was in a music video, you would be right. This is from King Eye's World is Turning music video, my first and only music video, and I was wearing a mask.
All right, we're back. Well, I'm back. King Eye's over there doing his thing. Yes, Empress K, you're for sure fired after that one. Empress K's mask was a bit intense. Yeah. You should see what she put up.
I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it.
Where'd you go?
Your music video when she was in the mask.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh gosh. Yes. So thank you, Empress K, for that news. Reggae Minute with Reggae Reflections.
Okay, so how do a boy become a man? Thank you, Empress K, for your news every Saturday. 1 minute news. How do a boy become a man? When he learns what is responsible. You see, these simple things, but when you put it in context and you tell your children, it makes sense. And when you know it as a woman, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. When he learns what is responsibility, he's becoming a man.
What is responsibility? What is a man's responsibility?
A man's responsibility is to is not to keep on blaming everybody for his issues, but to, focus on what he needs to do as a man and to grow and don't be stagnant. That's my opinion.
That's his responsibility?
His responsibility is to take care of self. Mm-hmm. and grow. Don't ever stay stagnant. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing as a man. That's your responsibility. If you are saying, the system make me stay down, and my father wasn't there, and my mother used to beat me, and all these type of excuses, you're not going to become a man. You're not going to become a man. Sometimes you maybe just need to also get away from your parents sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If you can. Not not all the time though, because in some households you do need to be around your parents and stay in the household. You know what I'm saying? When he respects himself, that's when he's becoming a man. When he learns to forgive his dad, that's when he's becoming a man.
He might not even have to forgive his dad.
Okay? When he learns how to apologize, that's when he's becoming a man. And when I talk about apology, I'm not talking about a closet apology. You diss somebody in front of a crowd, then you pull the person in the back and try to apologize to them. I'm not talking about that apology.
That's a weak-ass apology.
That's a weak-ass apology. If you diss me in front of those 5 people, get those 5 people in front of me, and let's talk about that apology. You see what I'm saying? All right. When he don't blame anyone for his issues. All right? Or when he don't blame anyone, this is what I wrote. When he don't blame anyone, especially his ex, stop blaming your ex for shit.
Or your girlfriend. Or
stop blaming your girlfriend for stuff. Excuse my language, it's a family show. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming your mother and his dad for his situations. That's when you start becoming a man. When he knows how to and when to be confrontational. You hear that word again. That's when he learns. That's when he's becoming a man. Somebody disrespect you, you pull them aside. It's easy to say, you know. It's easy to say, but somebody disrespect you and you go home with that and you're like, man, I should have told that person. Well, tell them tomorrow now. Tomorrow come, you see the same person. Oh, hi. How you doing? And you start becoming passive aggressive and you don't even know.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the story Zaddy told me yesterday about Zaddy is his oldest child, his son, and he was telling how Kino was always teaching him to be.
He told me that, yeah.
To take, like, if you don't like something, confront the person and tell them why. Like, express yourself in that way. So people don't take advantage of you. And he...
I test him.
Yes, he tested him and he asked him, like, oh, are you ready for bed? Like, brush your teeth and stuff. And
I grab him like this. I say, hey, you ready for bed?
And he grabbed
You're late, you know. You're kind of late, you know.
And so then Zaddy goes in his bed and he's in there. He can't sleep. He's thinking. And he's younger at this. And he's younger and he's like... So he gets up. He goes, I think Kino was probably in the studio.
Yes, I was, obviously.
He gets up and he's like, Kino, I didn't like how you pulled me like that. And you didn't. He said, I'll never forget his face. He was like...
Yo, I didn't believe he would have picked that up so quick. Yo, my son is... Yo, all these things, I told my son. When I found this out, after 40, yes, Kelly, after 40, I told my son. And it has changed his life. Because now he know what is a man from a grown boy or a boy, right? All right, where did I stop? Confrontational, right? When he knows how to be diplomatic. You don't always have to use this. You don't always have to use that. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to, yo, son, my nigga. You don't always gotta be like that. You could be diplomatic enough to have a conversation, but check that person. Hey, check this out. Yesterday when you was, you know, being loud to me and stuff, I don't like that. And I advise you not to do that again. Okay? I advise you not to do that again.
I'm gonna beat you. No, just kidding.
You know what I'm saying? Because you do that again, I'm gonna lose respect for you. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think you want anybody to lose respect for you, because to me, I think you love respect, or you need respect in your life as a human being. Human rights. You won't like people to do that to you. But if this person come and put their hands on my wife, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Why me? You guys are having a confrontation.
If this person put their hands on my kids, I may grab your ass. So you gotta know when to
and when not to.
Okay, case closed.
Say
something.
You keep hitting me with your locks.
Say something. People talking. The supporters talking.
Thank you. Karen says thank you tomorrow. I don't know what that means. Karen says thanks, Steve. Oh wait, no. Karen says, would you like to make me a better mask? I missed some things. Steve says, big up. No, sorry, I missed it. I missed more things.
Darling.
Oh, okay, there we go. So Tracy said, Steve says, boy said I wanna.
So sad and yet so true.
No, I already said that. Boy said I wanna be a man. I said, get a job, LOL. Cleon says, mothers need to step aside from an early age and give them more responsibility and stop babying them. True. Talk about children. Steve says, big up Empress K. Latasha says, I'm a daddy's girl. Steve says, love ya. Letitia says, I just said Latasha. Letitia says, my parents have been together since high school. Karen says, would you like to make me a better mask? Karen says, thanks, Steve. Letitia says, my ex was already worried about his friend saying what he is weak because I asked him to help me with the kids. Tracy said, sometime life makes you grow up when you're not ready, but when you step up to the plate, you begin to grow.
Who said that?
Tracy.
Okay, yeah.
Letitia said, I don't like it when my ex would yell and cuss at me in front of his friends.
Yeah, that's a grown boy. You know the signs now. These are more signs of how do you know a boy becoming a man, right? A boy becoming a man. And when he can cry and don't feel embarrassed. Oh yeah.
A lot of men, and I feel like that's like a really destructive thing, like holding in your emotions. Like, I get holding in your emotions when you can't feel like you can't express them appropriately, I feel like that's a sign of maturity. Like if you're really angry and you go punch a wall, like no, don't do that. Like hold that in and then maybe talk to the person why you're angry or whatever after. I get that, but I feel like a lot of men will hold in their emotions but just never deal with them, and then you're just getting layers and layers and layers of emotion till you self-destruct in some negative way. So yeah, I like that point.
Yeah. Thank you, darling. What? I like when you're
Just read your book.
Okay, darling, but you're just too.
Okay.
When he can handle his emotions, meaning he knows how to be. It's okay to be emotional. Just be more rational as a man.
But everyone has emotions. We're not saying men don't have emotions. Like no, men get to be sad, angry, mad, happy. All these emotions.
But just remember, you have testosterone, and you need to be more rational.
Yes, but no, as a man, that you are maybe you're, in a family situation, you're their leader, you're the head of the house, or in your friend situation, you're a companion to these friends. How do you, when you show these emotions, you have to think of how it's going to affect people and yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you're acting like a crazy person to your friends, they're not going to respect you. They're not going to want to give you that camaraderie that you know what I'm saying. Like these things can affect more than just you.
Yeah.
And especially as a man, because you guys are powerful beings.
When he knows, this is becoming a man. When he knows how to walk away from a fight to fight the next day, that's diplomacy again, right? Okay. Anybody say anything there?
Magali.
Oh, she went in, right? Tell me she didn't go in.
She says, that makes no sense. If he is the father, it is his duty and responsibility to help you with the children in any and all ways. Replying to Letitia. Yes, I agree. It's and that's another thing. Like with children and being a mature grown adult man and a mature grown adult woman, not grown boy and all this stuff, I feel like you'll see men and women have different responsibilities when it comes to your household and
and growing the children.
And growing children. However, and I don't want to say it's 50-50 in the sense of like, oh, you guys are doing everything equally and all this stuff, because it's not.
I may disagree, but
it's not equal. I won't say that, but there are certain things that women need to do, and there's certain things that men need to do, and I feel like a lot of time men will get that confused in being like, no, like you're the caretaker and this and this and this. I was like, but men have a responsibility as well. And I feel like men can get emotional, or grown boys can get emotional when it comes to that, because it's like they want to put this thing on this woman. I was just talking to one of my friends about that. It's like, where do men come in with the child rearing and
let me answer that question. Go on with the child rearing. Go on.
And their responsibilities in helping with children, you see, especially at a young age.
You see, when it comes to a child being young, I'm not saying dads are not needed. However, my crazy advice from this Rastaman, I think moms should step up and do a lot more than the male when it comes to born to 14. When it comes to born to 14, I'm not saying that the man can't help, but the child need those attention. Not saying that the man don't. I'm not saying that the child don't need the man attention at that particular age, but the man is needed when it comes to like 14 and up. Needed, and women need to step the hell back, or else you can spoil, as what Cleon said, you could spoil those children, and those children can grow up with no type of responsibility. Darling, oh gosh, leave them alone now. Well, you're a little too hard to them.
I think it's younger that men need to, like, because I mean, if you just like a 7 and 8 year old is still very impressionable. They're going to, by the time they're 14, they're pretty like, like set in their little ways.
That's why men is needed.
That's what I'm saying. So you're saying 14. I think it's younger. But what I'm saying is responsibilities in like taking care of children in like day-to-day thing. I think women mostly do these things, but how is it? I hear this a lot. Like I've been seeing this a lot lately, that a lot of women are saying they want help with their young children. And I want to know, like, what is the men's responsibility in
let me tell you something.
Young.
I had kids when I was younger too, and all this type of stuff. Men is not that emotionally connected as much as you guys. I'm not saying we all are not.
Come out of your body.
I'm not saying we all are not, but you guys do a better job when it comes to that emotional connection. I'm not saying that I don't love my kids. I'm not saying that I don't care for my kids around that age.
But you
got
were helped out,
hold on. But men are not that connected like how females are. I see this.
Well, I feel like that's obvious because they
Well,
grew
no,
in
but-
your body, and
That's,
you know what I'm saying.
If that's obvious, that's what I'm talking about, darling.
But
I
I'm
agree with
saying,
you.
like, you changed diapers and was up late and doing all the things.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I'm saying is
That's the thing
listen
I'm
now,
talking
listen now.
about.
What
I
I'm
feel like you're
saying,
not
what I'm
answering
saying
my
is
question.
what I'm saying is I had to do. Did I like it? Did I enjoy doing it? Did I like? Oh my God, this is so cute! And oh my God, I'm changing this stuff. No,
I don't think anyone's like that when they
no,
change their diaper.
women are,
I
women
felt that
are,
when these
women
people
like,
are feet.
women look at the shit and like, oh my God, it's so cute. No, we men are not that connected. I'm just keeping it real. Is there a man out there that agree with me? I'm not saying that we're not connected to the kids, darling. I'm not saying that, but we're not all gooshy wooshy like you guys. You guys are needed around that time. When it comes to discipline, and them do the work of a man. Because you guys, when we put them in timeout, you talk about, tell him, you just a little long. You know, he didn't do all that. He wasn't that bad.